Hello everyone, welcome to the latest version of LogiCAD, the official release version 1.0.0. In this latest video, we're going to talk about the feature set available in LogiCAD version 1.0.0 and give you a rundown of all the features, especially the new save and load features added in this release. To begin with, under the Help About section, you can get a little more detailed view perhaps of all the features that we're going to talk about in this video if you want to look at that later. LogiCAD supports 7 basic logic gates, which are the basic building blocks of a digital circuit. We have AND, OR, NOT, XOR, NAND, NOR, and XNOR. If you're not very familiar with logic gates, you can hover over a logic gate and the corresponding truth table will pop up to tell you how the input signals relate to the output signal for that particular gate. So we're just going to get started here by making a simple gate. I'm going to place a couple inputs. Inputs are your input signals or logic high or low feeding into a circuit, and the outputs are the values after the signals have propagated through the circuit network. So I've got a NOT gate and an AND gate. I'm going to connect them using the connect feature. You click connect, then you click a parent gate, and then a child. If you're making an invalid gate connection, such as going from an output into an input, you're going to get an error message that'll tell you the reason why you can't make that connection type. So we're just going to go ahead and connect the rest of the circuit. So to begin with, we see that the outputs are blank, and that's because we haven't evaluated the circuit yet. Let's go ahead and evaluate the circuit. When we click evaluate, what happens is the input signals are going to propagate through the whole network. The corresponding outputs at the other end of the network are now displayed. If you have an incomplete network, such as if we take this NOT gate out, we see that this output lacks a wire connecting it to any other elements. If we click evaluate now, we're going to see this error message that tells us we cannot evaluate yet. If we click OK, we're going to see X's. X means invalid in LogiCAD, and that just means that we couldn't evaluate the circuit network, so we can't guarantee what these values are, which is why we flipped them to an X. We're going to go ahead and reform the circuit now. If you click connect, you can keep on making connections without having to go and click connect multiple times. The same with toggle input, another feature that allows you to change the inputs signals on the input gates. If you click a 0, it'll flip it to 1 and vice versa. You can keep on doing this until you select another gate to place or click another function button. So we're going to evaluate again, and let me toggle these both to a 0. We'll see these will change 1 to 0. If at any time, let's say you want to you've pressed connect but you don't want to do that anymore, if you press cancel, that'll just allow you to escape that previous selection. For example, if I press OR to place an OR and press cancel and click in the workspace, I no longer can place that OR button. This works for any of the logic gates, inputs or outputs, or any other of the feature buttons. Another useful feature we have is the clear all button. If you want to clear your entire workspace, just click clear all. It'll ask you to confirm that this is actually what you want to do, so you don't inadvertently hit it and delete everything. If you click no, it'll stop this from happening. If you click yes, the whole workspace will be deleted. In this current version of LogiCAD, we have a couple new features, save and load. So I've created a previous file. I'm going to go ahead and load that up. All files in LogiCAD support the .lca extension. In fact, every file has to be in a .lca. LCA stands for LogiCAD. So we're going to go ahead and load up this example.lca. It's going to ask me if I really want to load this, because if I had another circuit in here I was working on, this will jettison that circuit in favor of the one I'm loading. I'm going to go ahead and say yes. So this is a previous circuit, the one that I actually built for you just a moment ago. I built this previously. When you load up a circuit, you're going to see that the input connections from the previous time you're working on it and the values are saved. All of your gates and outputs are saved. What's not saved, though, is the evaluated signals in the outputs. The reason for that is we want to make sure that when you're evaluating it, it's a fresh evaluation. So if we go ahead and click evaluate, we'll see that evaluated. Another reason for that is that you may have an incomplete circuit that if we were to evaluate, it should not be evaluated. So we have the user click evaluate upon loading if they want to evaluate the signals. I'm going to modify the circuit now. I'll just add in another gate and another output, connect this up, and now I'm going to evaluate. Now I'm going to save this as a new file. So instead of example1 or example.lca, I'm going to save this as example1.lca as a new file. Let's clear all and load that project that I just had, example1.lca. So this is what we just had. You'll see the outputs no longer have their evaluation, but if I click evaluate again, there it is. Let's just load another file just to show that we can in fact load a different file with another one in its place. And there we have it. So we have delete, connect, toggle input, cancel, evaluate, and clear all. That's it for the official release version 1.0.0 of LogiCAD. Check out our website at https://logicad.site123.me.